Chapter 16 is evaluation of teaching. There's been considerable support among teachers that historically things have not always gone well in the area of teacher evaluations, and here are some reasons why some experts say it hasn't gone well. Expectations are not clear. They're centered on checklists with overly general information. They might say satisfactory or unsatisfactory, needs improvement, and some of the criteria on these evaluations don't have anything to do with teaching. They also lack of evaluator preparation for using the system. School administrators are pressed for time and they're not able to do many of these evaluations that are necessary. They're not doing them properly to evaluate a teacher's teaching. These problems with traditional evaluations have left a sour taste, honestly, in a lot of teachers and other staff. So there's been a new wave of evaluation systems that have emerged as a result, sometimes of this often meaningless evaluation process. So I'm going to talk about this new wave. So the new and improved teacher evaluation system, it has levels for improved teaching and student achievement. It includes standards for effective teaching. It has state or district rubrics to assess compliance with the standards for effective teaching. It has multiple classroom observations, and it has an added component. Part of the teacher evaluation is based on student performance, so that iLearn or iStep piece. Some problems with tying the test scores to individual teachers. There's many things that influence a student that really are out of control of the teacher, whether it be their past learning, the class size, the instructional resources that were available to the student, transient students that move from one district to another and have large gaps in their learning, things that the teacher can't control. There was a teacher in my building last year in 3rd grade that the student arrived the day before iStep and was put in this teacher's class and took iStep. And their score was tied to that teacher, even though that teacher honestly had never taught that student a single day. So let's talk about summative versus formative evaluations. Summative, they are intended to hold teachers accountable. Decisions whether they should be granted tenure, placed on probation, terminated, and it's typically judgmental of the teacher's quality of instruction. Whereas formative, their function is intended to assist and support teachers in their growth and improvement of their teaching. It's ongoing. It does not rely on standard evaluation instruments, and it's based on, its focus is to help the teacher improve. There's no judgment. Why should formative and summative evaluations be separate? Most schools have a single evaluation system. When summative and formative are carried out simultaneously, they tend to place primary emphasis on summative goals, and the formative evaluation is reduced to secondary status. So much of the meaningful data for formative assessments are precluded when only summative instruments are used in the evaluation system. So how to separate formative and summative? Use different evaluators to carry out the evaluations. Have one evaluator carry out the summative and one carry out the formative. Use different time periods to carry out each of the evaluations. Do one in the fall and then do the remainder, have formative evaluations in the spring and throughout the year. And then a clear and visible set of minimum performance expectations are continuously and informally monitored with no procedures or evaluation instruments established. So here's some suggestions for summative evaluation. Identify specific domains of teaching. Domains are broken into components and then broken further down into elements. Teacher ratings and evidence supporting those ratings must be summarized and written in an evaluation report. They must gather multiple types of data, and it is not recommended using high-performance, high-stakes tests to be part of a summative evaluation. So here's some methods for formative evaluation: using rubrics, classroom observations, videos, review student work, self-reflection, visits to other teachers' classrooms, gaining feedback from peers and parents. All of those are some methods for formative evaluation.